What's up everyone? You're back here with another quick math lesson. Today we're going to be talking about compound interest, which is one of the most incredible and extraordinary phenomena in the entire world. There are heaps of quotes about how people that understand it are incredibly rich and people that don't tend to struggle financially. So we've already talked about interest with simple interest, but compound interest is a little bit different because it takes some other things into account. So with our simple interest, we make the same amount of money each time period. And we'll just see this in an example. So if I've got $1,000 at 5% for 3 years, we know that the interest is equal to these things multiplied together. And that's giving me an answer of 150. So I make $150 in 3 years, which really equates to $50 per year. Because I get the same amount each time. So if I've invested this money, right, I know for a fact that I'm going to get $50 every single time period. But if I was really smart, what I would do is try and increase either the principal or the rate, because if those numbers go up, the amount of money that I make goes up with it. So what I could do is after I make my first $50, I could take that money out and then reinvest it, which makes my principal, instead of being $1,000, it's now $1,050. So in this example, if I had, after 1 year, I'd take my money out. So I had my $1,000 plus my interest, then I could multiply that by the rate, which is 0.05. And I know I'm going to do this next year, so I'm going to times it by 1, or only one time period. If I throw this into my calculator, I get $52.50, which is more than I would have made if I'd just left it in there. I know that it's kind of stupid to do this, like, oh, Jono, sweet, I made an extra $2.50, that's awesome. But when you start dealing with larger numbers, this becomes incredibly important. So if you added 2 zeros to that, if you were investing 100 grand, you would have made an extra 2.5 grand for doing nothing, which is really important. Or on a loan, the other way, if you buy a house for $1 million, that could be upwards of $25,000 extra a year that you have to pay. So the compound interest, I really like to think about it as real interest. This is what happens in real life. It's either really, really good because you start earning more for your investment each year, or it's super bad because you have to start paying extra on your loan repayments. And we're going to see an example of this. The compound interest formula is a little bit more confusing than the simple interest formula. There are heaps of good videos on YouTube explaining how we get to that formula, but I'm just going to show you how to use it. So this FV at the start stands for future value. Remember, in the simple interest formula, we were only finding interest. If we wanted to find the value, we had to take that answer and add it to the principal at the start. In this formula, what you end up with at the end is the amount in total, not just the interest. The P is principal again, R is the rate, and N is the number of periods that you get this interest on. So we're going to see how, even in 3 years, we actually make a little bit more cash. So the future value, or the amount of money that we will have, is equal to the $1,000 we invested, 1 plus our rate, which is 0.05, to the power of 3. If you throw that into your calculator, it's equal to $1,157.63. So if I ask you how much interest did you earn, our interest is our final amount, or our future value, minus by what we put in, which is equal to $157.63. So over these 3 years, if I used compound interest, I made an extra $7.63. Again, doesn't sound like a lot, but over time, this small difference actually results in a huge amount of wealth that you could potentially miss out on. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll see you later. I hope you guys found that helpful. Just a reminder that there are some free worksheets attached in the description below relating to this very topic. I also put up a PDF of the notes so you don't have to copy them from the video. If you do need any additional help, please don't be scared to send me an email. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel for some more quick math.